It is my privilege and honor to welcome you all for this special occasion on behalf of Mrs. Kamala and Dr. Prashant Rao. Guests have taken efforts to attend this from San Jose to Houston and from Madison, Wisconsin to McAllen, Texas, and in between. It is your love and respect for this family that has brought you here, and thank you for your kind presence and support. Sonia is a 15-year-old young lady. She was born in San Antonio and she grew up here as well as in Phoenix. They moved to San Antonio about 7 years ago with her parents. Bharatanatyam is one of the fine arts from India. Mother Earth, decorated by humans with concrete jungles, asphalt roads, and tall complex buildings. But the Mother Earth has her own way of expressing her beauty, tenderness, and glory through beautiful flowers. In Texas, it is bluebonnet. In England, it is rose. In Netherlands, it is tulips. And in India, it is lotus. Lotus with thousands of petals. Sometimes it is addressed as Sahasra Dala Padma. Each petal is full of its own beauty and glory. Like Bharatanatyam, Mohiniyattam, Kuchipudi, Manipuri, Jodhpuri dances, Kathak, Kathakali, and so on. Architecture, sculpture, yoga, meditation. In every branch, it has perfected. And it is not a recent one. Each one goes to thousands of years. Sonia is trying to showcase the beauty of one of the petals of that lotus known as Bharatanatyam today for all of us. Bharatanatyam is more than 3,000 years old. The encyclopedia of this branch of art, called Natya Shastra, was composed by a sage named Bharatamuni. It was complemented by another great composer, Nandikeshwara, by his work known as Abhinaya Darpana. Even though India had great righteous emperors like Lord Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, Dharmaraya, the country was prosperous, but the value system was getting ignored by 500 BC. So these sages, with a lot of love and affection for the society, they founded, and created a music, dance, drama system, which could be learned by those who are interested, irrespective of their class and status of the society, and be presented everywhere. To translate one of the stanza from that scripture known as Natya Shastra, the presentation should be combined with the epic stories describing virtues and values, love and beauty, and expressing spiritual freedom. And this is called fifth Veda, as it derives all its components from all the other 4 known Vedas at that time. It must be educational, entertaining, and spiritually elevating. I'm very glad Mrs. Kamala Rao and Dr. Prashant Rao are supporting this art like many other families in our community, and being supported and carried on by the gurus and the learned people in this art. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing the Master of Ceremony, Dr. Prashant Rao. He is a practicing physician at North Central Baptist Hospital. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy this recital. Please allow your cell phones also to enjoy the program with the utmost silence. Let us put our hands together to welcome the Master of Ceremony, Dr. Prashant Rao. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dad, for that wonderful welcome to this wonderful occasion. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Prashant Rao, Sonia's dad. It's so nice to see everyone here today, ready to see Sonia's efforts and those of her mom, teacher, and the rest of her crew come to fruition. Now, I can see a good number of you that know me well looking a bit surprised to see me standing up here as your program host for this afternoon. Trust me, I'm just as surprised as you are. There are a lot of Bharatanatyam experts here today, and I am not one of them. Perhaps my wife, Kamala, wanted me to do more than watch the dance from behind a video camera, which has so far been my experience with these events. To be fair, I have witnessed many of them in our community, and you could accurately say these dance events have become sort of a tradition in our family. Both my sisters and my mother completed their Arangetrams years ago. Regardless, though I'm proud of my daughter for keeping up this family tradition, that didn't necessarily make me want to get up on a stage and attempt to speak in detail about these intricate and ancient dances. However, all my well-crafted points arguing why I should definitely not be the MC of this or any Arangetram had absolutely no effect on my wife's repeated insistence I do this. Then, at some point during our discussions, I suddenly realized something. Kamala and I have been married for 16 years now, and maybe we've reached that point in our relationship where me just saying the words, "I love you, honey," doesn't cut it anymore. And if we've reached that point, I instinctively knew that what I needed to do when my spouse was asking me to do something I've never done, especially when it put me in circumstances of extreme personal discomfort in front of a big crowd, I had to do it. Because I saw that maybe that's what it was going to take after these many years to show my spouse, "See, honey, see what I'm willing to do for you? It's not just words. I mean it." Longtime married guys out there, you know what I'm talking about. Unmarried people, if you do get married, I'm sure you'll vividly remember this moment 10 or 15 years from now when you're doing something similar for your spouse. Anyway, that, my friends, is why I'm standing here before you all today. That being clarified, on behalf of my wife and Kalalia Indian Performing Arts, I would like to welcome you all to Sonia's Bharatanatyam Arangetram. It is my great privilege and honor to be here to participate in my daughter's Arangetram dance recital. I've seen how hard she's worked these past years to prepare for this, and I just hope that my pronunciation of some of these Bharatanatyam terms and dance information Kamala has provided to me does some fair amount of justice to Sonia's efforts. You dance experts out there, feel free to help me out if you see I'm really stuck. Before we begin with the program, a few housekeeping notes to help give Sonia our full support. Please turn off cell phone ringers and do not use flash photography. Also, please take any restless or noisy children or adults outside the auditorium. And with that, let's begin the program. The invocation dance, Sri Vignarajam Bhaje, is dedicated to Lord Ganesha. In Hindu mythology, this is the elephant-headed god who is representative of the force that removes obstacles from one's path. the dancer prays and asks for blessings from Lord Ganesha, Guru, Mother Earth, and the audience. I thought it'd be a nice personal insight to share with you a very brief impression Sonia has of each of her dances in her own words. Sonia describes this dance as a high-precision dance that requires a lot of endurance. The song is in Ragam Gambira Nate, set to Kandachaputalam, and it is composed by Uttakadu Venkata Subbayar.
श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों किटतों ततों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों किटतों ततों श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों किटतों ततों 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 सन्ततमहं कुञ्जरमुखं शङ्करसुतं तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे सन्ततमहं कुञ्जरमुखं शङ्करसुतं तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे सन्ततमहं दन्तिकुञ्जरमुखम् अन्तकान्तकसुतं तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों किटतों ततों 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 सेवितसुरेन्द्रमहनीय गुणशीलं जपतपसमाधिसुखवरदानुकूलं सेवितसुरेन्द्रमहनीय गुणशीलं जपतपसमाधिसुखवरदानुकूलं भावितसुरमुनिगणभक्तपरिपालं भयङ्करविषङ्गमातङ्गकुलकालं श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे श्रीविघ्नराजं तचों तद्धीं तकिटतों किटतों ततों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों किटतों ततों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों किटतों ततों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों तद्धीं तकिटतों किटतों ततों जनककेयूरहारावली कलितगम्भीरगौर गिरिशोभं सुशोभं कनककेयूरहारावली कलितगम्भीरगौर गिरिशोभं सुशोभं कामादिभयभरितमूढमदकलिकलुषखण्डितमखण्ड प्रतापं सनकशुकनारद पतञ्जलि पराशरमतङ्गमुनिसङ्गसल्लापं सनकशुकनारद पतञ्जलि पराशरमतङ्गमुनिसङ्गसल्लापं सत्यपरमज्जनयन प्रमुदमुक्तिकर तत्त्वमसि नित्यनिगमादि स्वरूपं श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे 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 भजे
Bharatanatyam is the oldest form of South Indian classical dance, dating back 3,000 years, like my father was saying. It was created by sage Bharata, with many of its tenets derived from the Vedas. It is the most popular of the Indian classical dance forms in South India. The origins of this art form can be traced back to ancient Sanskrit literature. Many ancient sculptures in Hindu temples are based on Bharatanatyam dance poses. Arangetram is a Tamil word. Aranga means raised floor or stage, and etram means to climb. So Arangetram translates to ascending the stage. It is also called Ranga Pravesha in Kannada. A student who has received many years of training and reaches a certain level of mastery performs in Arangetram. This is the occasion when the guru proudly presents her disciple as a competent and exquisitely trained dancer. The dance margam, or repertoire, includes a series of dance items that showcase many elements of the student's training. Sonia has been trained in the Pandanallur style of Bharatanatyam under the guidance of Guru Kausi Subramanyam of Kalalaya Performing Arts. My daughter Sonia is a 15-year-old getting ready to begin her sophomore year at Brandeis High School. She started her Bharatanatyam training at 6 years of age under the guidance of Kalashri Asha Gopal with the Arthi School of Dance in Phoenix, Arizona. Since we moved back to San Antonio 5 years ago to be closer to my parents, Sonia has been a student of Kausi at Kalalaya Performing Arts. Sonia enjoys the opportunities to perform at various Indian community events. She is an avid reader and loves competing in science bowls, chess, and debate tournaments. Sonia is actively involved in the TIPS Junior Volunteer Program, the Red Cross, and enjoys tutoring kids at the Center for Refugee Services. She is a dedicated and hard-working honors student, and it is a joy to have, and she is a joy to have as a daughter. I'll let her brother comment on the specifics of what kind of sister she is. The Natya Kriya blog nicely describes the core Bharatanatyam components as the 3 N's: Nritta, Nritya, and Natya. Nritta is the demonstration of rhythm through graceful body movements. The synchronization between rhythm and time is of utmost importance in a nritta piece. Beat and tempo are its two vital constituents. There is no poetic meaning to emote. Its purpose is to showcase geometric patterns and complex rhythm variations. Nritya can be described as an explanatory dance, where the lyrics of the song are conveyed using hand gestures and facial expressions. The dancer's internal emotions should be performed in a way that should be felt by the audience. Natya is achieving a story through speech, music, nritta, and nritya. Natya is the element of Bharatanatyam through which a dancer can express every known human emotion and feeling. Natya is the dramatic element of classical Indian dance. The dancers take on the roles of characters and perform a dramatic story through music and dance. Sonia will now be performing her Jatiswaram, an abstract dance form which focuses on the rhythmic elements with elaborate footwork and body movements. This is basically a demonstration of the technical skill of the dancer. It is a pure nritta item, demonstrating dance steps and postures in combination with the melody of rhythmic musical notes intended to evoke a sense of harmony and joy of dance in the hearts of spectators. Sonia's take on this dance, she says, I feel like I'm completely using my whole body to express this dance. It's fast-moving, and I get no breaks. Jatiswaram is in Ragam Arabi and set to Aditalam.
Ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa.
Jump, tari karadakata, tak karadakata, tum, jump, jump, katakata, jump, tari karadakata, tak karadakata, tum, jump, jump, ta kata jump, tari karadakata, takata jump, tari karadakata, ta karadakati, karadakatum, karadakanam, karadakata, karadakata, tum, jump, jump, karadakata, tum, karadakata, tum, jump, jump, karadatum, karadatum, karadatum.
pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ri da da sa pa pa da ma ma pa ma ga ri ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ri da da sa pa pa da ma ma pa ma ga ri ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa pa da pa ma ga ri ma pa da pa sa ri ma ma pa da pa ma ma pa da pa sa ni da da pa ri sa ni da pa da ma pa da ri ma pa sa ri ma pa da pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa 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 ri ma ga ri ri sa ni da da sa 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 ri da da sa pa pa da da sa sa ri ma ga ri ri sa ni da da sa 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 ri da da sa pa pa da da sa ri sa sa ni da da pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ni da sa ri ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga ri ri sa sa ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa 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 ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa 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 ri sa pa ma da pa ma pa da sa
Mr. Justin Binks teaches AP Human Geography and U.S. History at Brandeis High School. He's been teaching for 24 years in the Northside School District. He graduated from Marshall High School and then subsequently taught there for 8 years. Sonia enjoys Mr. Binks's classes and tells us how he manages to pack in so much useful information in a really fun and relaxed environment. I'd like to ask Mr. Binks to step up and please say a few words about his student, Sonia.
Well, thank you very much. I must admit, after hearing Dad's comments about having a little bit of anxiety up here, I'm in good company. I'm also surprised that Sonia didn't ask to proofread my small speech here, because she picked the two crazy teachers to give speeches today. So I'm actually happy I get to go first, because Mr. Paul is a professional at this, so he'll be the closing act. But I really appreciate being here. It's an honor. I'm already overwhelmed and impressed by what I've seen. This is the best thing I've ever been invited to from a student in 24 years. And it's only been 2 dances, so I'm very impressed. You know, when one of your best students and their families ask you to be part of their personal life, it means a lot. So I'm very happy to be here. Sonia was in my AP Human Geography class last year. It was a class of 25 girls and 5 boys, all freshmen. So that was a challenge right there. But it turned out to be one of my favorite classes, even though she might say, oh, well, he was always angry at us and yelling and kicking trash cans. So I won't tell any of those stories. But I could tell Sonia was ready when she first got into my class. For one thing, she was very prepared. Whenever we did activities or projects or posters, she would go into this backpack and just bring out all of these pens and pencils and markers and all of these materials. And I'm like, wow, okay, this girl is organized. So she did a great job on all those things. So parents, thank you for buying her all that. She put them to good use, okay? And she was very quiet at the beginning, but she had this look. And now I see where she gets it from. She kind of uses it in some of these dances. But, you know, I'll explain that because as a teacher, I'm trying to make sure everyone's trying to pay attention. And so I'll look at different kids, and some of them, you know, when I look at them, they'll smile, or they might frown, or they might look down or something, or look away. But Sonia would just do this. She'd just stare. And I was like, oh, I better be on my game today, because this one is ready to go. And so I think after a while, she must be really good at staring contests, but she won a couple of them with me. So that was great. Overall, she did a great job this year. Her projects and tests were great. I sound like someone else when I said that. Great, great, great. But our class could be very confusing, AP Human Geography. They make up vocabulary words, and if some of you have taken it, I've seen some kids in here that are about the right age. They're words like possibilism and placelessness. If you've never taken the class, you're like, that's made up, right? No, those are some basic vocabulary that we had to learn. And so it was a fun class. It was actually, I can admit it now, it was my first year teaching it. And so I learned it right before they did, and then it all worked out. So Sonia passed her AP test, don't worry, it's all right. But she did a great job all year, and that's why out of all of my students, she received the Outstanding AP Human Geography student out of all of my classes. And I gave her that before I was even invited to this. So it worked out well. So it was perfect. So she was #1, and it was mostly her hard work, her projects, her creativity. And I know she's also a science and math person, so it really blows me away that she was so good at geography. So there's a lot of kids that really wanted that award, and probably also were very deserving too. They might be still mad at me. Not that Sonia got it, but they wanted one too. But there could only be one, and guess who got it? You know, this person here. On her AP test that I mentioned, I guess I can't give you her exact score because the College Board might come and search me out and fire me or something. They're very, very strict about that. But she passed easily. And this is a test where only about 50% of the students pass nationally. And she easily passed. And there are juniors and seniors that also take this test, and they do not pass. So I was very, very happy with that. I can't wait to see the rest of the performance. Thank you again, but I would just like to say I would really, really like to have more students like Sonia in the future. The sad part is that she'll probably never be in my class again. And so the good part, though, is that I'll see her for 3 more years at Brandeis, so please don't move back to Arizona or anywhere else, okay? Thank you.
Mr. Banks, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Banks. Yeah, I know exactly that stare that you're talking about. I'm very familiar with that. Our next item is Nagendra Haraya. It is a Panchakshara stotra. Stotras are popular devotional poems praising deities. Panchakshara literally means 5 syllables in Sanskrit and refers to Namah Shivaya. According to Vedic traditions, the human body is considered to be made up of 5 elements. And these holy letters represent these elements. Na means earth, ma, water, shi, fire, va, air, ya means sky. In this dance, the Hindu deity Lord Shiva is praised through this stotra. This Panchakshara was written by Sri Adi Shankaracharya, an early 8th century Indian theologian who consolidated the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta, one of the most studied and influential schools of classical Indian thought. Sonia's take on this dance: Lord Shiva is representative of power, so I feel this dance personifies his power through many strong poses. Nagendra Haraya is in Bibas Raga and set to Talam Kanda Chapu.
Mandakini salila chandana chachita मन्दार पुष्प बहु पुष्प सुपूजिताय तस्मै मकाराय नमः शिवाय मन्दार पुष्प बहु पुष्प सुपूजिताय तस्मै मकाराय नमः शिवाय शिवाय गौरी वदनाब्जवृन्द सूर्याय दक्षाध्वर नाशकाय शिवाय गौरी वदनाब्जवृन्द सूर्याय दक्षाध्वर नाशकाय श्रीनीलकण्ठाय वृषध्वजाय तस्मै शिकाराय नमः शिवाय श्रीनीलकण्ठाय वृषध्वजाय तस्मै शिकाराय नमः शिवाय वसिष्ठकुम्भोद्भव गौतमार्य मुनीन्द्रदेवार्चित शेखराय वसिष्ठकुम्भोद्भव गौतमार्य मुनीन्द्रदेवार्चित शेखराय चन्द्रार्कवैश्वानर लोचनाय तस्मै वकाराय नमः शिवाय चन्द्रार्कवैश्वानर लोचनाय तस्मै वकाराय नमः शिवाय यज्ञस्वरूपाय जटाधराय पिनाकहस्ताय सनातनाय यज्ञस्वरूपाय जटाधराय पिनाकहस्ताय सनातनाय दिव्याय देवाय दिगम्बराय तस्मै यकाराय नमः शिवाय दिव्याय देवाय दिगम्बराय तस्मै यकाराय नमः शिवाय शिवेन सह मोदते शिवेन सह मोदते.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce a definitive authority on the subject of all things Sonia, my son and Sonia's younger brother, Siddharth Rao.
Hi, my name is Sid. I'm Sonia's younger brother. I'm 8 years old, going into 3rd grade at Basis Medical Center. I've known Sonia my entire life, and I'm honored to speak on her special day. Also, I'm so happy she's not listening to this speech right now. Sonia can be very nice sometimes. I want to share this particular incident. One day I ran into her room to share this really important news with her, and she said, "Sid, stop. Did you ask before entering my room?" I replied, "No, but Sonia," and she said, "Step outside and ask permission to come in." So I stepped out and leaned forward and asked her, "Sonia, can I come in?" And her reply was, "Tell me what it is from there and be quick." And at that moment, standing at her door and looking at her, I realized, wow, my sister sure can be nice. Anyways, Sonia and I have one thing in common, and that is Netflix. We love watching shows together, although most of the time she picks the shows, and she likes to take control of the remote. She acts like a boss around the house, and she thinks the world revolves around her. Everything needs to happen according to her schedule, and if it doesn't, forget about it. Somehow, Sonia does make everything look so easy and natural. She can sit and work for hours together on homework, projects, and study for exams effortlessly. She definitely pushes herself, and though it's worked out for her, I'm not sure if it's such a good thing for me, setting all those high standards. It's seriously cramping my style. Now I have to work longer and harder to impress my parents. Earlier this summer, for a couple of weeks, I experienced life without Sonia. She went to camp as a counselor to help take care of kids with challenges or special needs. The house was very peaceful and quiet the first 2 to 3 days. I got all the attention from Mom and Dad. It was nice in the beginning, but then everything I did was like really obvious and noticed by my parents. I began to see how tough it is to be the first or only child. I don't know how hard she had to work at camp, but when she got back, she seemed much more appreciative of things and was a lot more patient and nice with me. Anyhow, I hope she goes to this camp often, but not for too long. Some of the best times I've had with Sonia are swimming and playing Little Big Planet with her. For those of you who don't know, it's a video game. Oh, one thing I do not like playing with her is chess. She beats me every single time. Okay, whatever it is, I thank God for giving me Sonia as my sister, and I wouldn't trade her for anything. Despite the little irritations, she's taught me so many things. I can't even express how grateful I'll always be to her. I love you, Sonia. I'll always be on your side and cheer you on. Thank you. Should I take my paper?
No, you can leave it.
Okay.
Good job. Thanks, Mr. Sid. I can't wait to hear Sonia's feedback to you after she sees that on video. Mr. John Paul is about to begin his 26th year in education and is now in his 11th year at Brandeis. He was part of the staff that opened the school in 2008. He's the English department chair, AVID coordinator, campus tour guide, and webmaster at Brandeis. That's a lot of hats. Mr. Paul has taught freshman English every year of his career, and it shows. Sonia says simply that she looks forward to being inspired in Mr. Paul's class every day. She says Mr. Paul is one of the most lively and effective teachers she's ever had. I'd like to ask Mr. Paul to come on up and say a few words about his student, Sonia.
Okay, well, first of all, I can't follow Sid. I don't know how anybody can follow Sid. But I will tell you this. My daughter is very outgoing, Sid, and my son doesn't say a word. My daughter gets her personality from me, and my son once explained it this way: Dad, you and Kennedy use all the words. Don't worry, a strong big sister isn't a bad thing, I promise you. First of all, I want to say that I am unbelievably honored and privileged to be asked to speak here. I've been able to do a lot of things in the 27 years that I've been teaching, and I was a coach before that. I've done some speaking. I'm the MC at pep rallies. I've never met a stranger. I can talk to the wall. But I have never been more privileged to speak for somebody or to such an unbelievable group of people here to honor somebody like Sonia. Let me just tell you a little bit about teaching English and teaching English at the level that I've taught Sonia this past year. I teach pre-AP English 1, and that's students that I'm preparing hopefully eventually to take the AP exam. Unlike Mr. Binks, who teaches kids for 1 year and then they pass the test, my daughter, one of the 50% that didn't pass that test he was talking about earlier. So I'm hoping that eventually she'll pass. By the way, I don't have to hope much. I know she will. But I'm trying to prepare her for English 2 pre-AP and then AP English 3. And this is how, when you have 160 students every year, this is how you read a lot of the essays, okay? You give a prompt, sometimes a couple prompts, sometimes there's choice, sometimes there's not choice, and then you give the essay. And then you read 160 of the same essay. 160. That's like watching the same Netflix show every day, Sid. 160 of the same show. Okay, and most pre-AP students want to know exactly what it is they need to do in order to get their A. So they ask questions like this, and Mr. Paul, how long does this need to be? And my answer is always, yes. I don't like to give answers. I don't like to give small tunnels for students to walk through. I want students to use their brains and their experiences and their reflexive nature of being human beings, and I want them to wow me. So 162 essays doesn't seem like 162 essays. And this was my experience for the first essay I read last year in Sonia's class. And then I came to Sonia's essay. That's the experience that teachers get when they teach Sonia, when they read her work. And by the way, I've already cried 3 times. I'm a big baby. So when they read her work, when they hear her experiences through words, usually because of essays, whenever she contributes to class discussions, it isn't like teaching a freshman, and now she's going to be a sophomore. It's like teaching an adult. And I'd like to put it this way. I've been doing this for 27 years, and I've probably had about 1,500 or so, maybe 2,000 students, including athletes, because I was a coach as well. And every now and then, you get a student, even as a freshman, because I do teach freshmen only, that you know is ready for bigger and better things. That high school is really a step they're already ready to jump over. Sonia is one of those students. And when I read her words, and whenever I really understand using her voice and the way that she writes and the way that she expresses herself, when I read those experiences and when I can really try to get inside and understand what she's talking about, it is amazing. It's an amazing thing, and it reminds me every day why I want to teach. It reminds me why I went into this profession. And I will also say this, I have never once read anything of Sonia's where I haven't laughed out loud by myself. Sometimes in a classroom full of people while I'm reading an essay. So I'm reading something and I start laughing out loud and I look up and 32 people think I'm a moron. But that's what Sonia does. And so the looks and the expressions that Mr. Binks talked about, I can tell you I received those as well. And sometimes it was just a look like, I have something to say. Be quiet so I can say it. Sid, you've gotten that as well, I'm sure. And all I can tell you is that there are certain people who are ready for whatever comes next. I had a student named Nonya, graduated 2 years ago. And she came to me because she was going to an interview for a scholarship. She was very nervous. She really needed this scholarship. She couldn't afford to go to school without it. And I looked at her and I literally laughed. And I said, Nonya, you don't ever need to be anything other than yourself. That will always be good enough. When you walk into that interview, I'm sure there are lots of tips and tricks that I could teach other people about that would allow them to be successful in this interview. All you need to do is go in and be Nonya. Well, what I can tell Sonia is that all she'll ever need to be is Sonia. And strong women. And as somebody who was raised by a single mother, who was a nurse and cared about people and stuff like that, I can tell you that we need strong women. We need strong people anywhere. Anywhere in the world, we need strong people. But to have a strong woman to look up to, Sid, I'm 49 years old, and I look up to your sister. And that's the best thing I can say about her. It's my privilege to be here.
Mr. Paul. Thank you, Sophie. All right. Thank you, Mr. Paul. That was amazing. Gladdens my heart as a father to hear Sonia's doing what she's supposed to do as a student from her teachers, not from her. So, the next item in our margam, or repertoire, is the varnam. This is the centerpiece of Arangetram performances. It is the most enthralling and challenging item, reaching a crescendo of footwork, gestures, and expressions. It is certainly a test of endurance, since it is the longest and most demanding item where the dancer uses her feet to do the adavus, the hands for mudras to act out the meaning of the song, and uses her facial gestures and body movements for abhinaya to express the inner feelings of the dance. The emotional aspect is conveyed through the navarasas, or the 9 basic emotions, which comprise the basic palette from which the entirety of human emotions can be conveyed by the dancer. The varnam Sonia will be performing is a dhruvarnam called Mate Malyadwaja. It describes goddess Parvati, the consort of Lord Shiva, mother of Lord Ganesha and Lord Kartikeya. This beautiful composition is praising the goddess who presides in the Meenakshi temple of Madurai. Goddess Meenakshi, who has beautiful almond-shaped eyes, is admired as someone alluring enough to capture the heart of Lord Shiva, or Sundareshwarar. She is the daughter of King Malayadwaja and Queen Kanchanamala. As she grew older, she became well-versed in arts, scriptures, and weaponry, maturing into a bold, beautiful warrior princess. Depicted in this varnam is her encounter with Lord Shiva. The princess, having successfully conquered the Indian subcontinent, arrives at Mount Kailas, the abode of Lord Sundareshwara. Upon seeing Lord Shiva, she is immediately charmed. The fearless, legendary warrior princess, is shown being transformed into a blushing bride. Chamundeshwari, another name for Parvati, becomes the consort of Lord Shiva and wears his crescent moon on her head. In the Charanam stanza, the poet refers to her as Shame, meaning the dark-hued one, who is sovereign of all worlds and who is enshrined with the orb of the moon. The highlight of this composition is in the last verse of the Charanam, where the notes and the lyrics have identical syllables. Sonia's take on this dance: this is a very feminine dance that emphasizes graceful movements with intervening sections of jatis, or more quick rhythmic movements. Mate is in Ragam Kamas and set to Aditalam. It was composed by Harikesha Nallur Muttaya Bhagavatar.
Tang takita taka jum, taka tang takita taka tang takita taka jum, taka tang takita taka tang takita ma tanga vadana guga.
Mate Malaya Dwaja Pandya Sanjate Matanga Vadana Guha Mate Malaya Dwaja Pandya Sanjate Matanga Vadana Guha Mate Malaya Dwaja Pandya Sanjate.
Ta ri ta na ta jim, ta ri ta 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 jo no ta ta ri ta ta na ta jo no ta dhimmi ta kitta ta ding gin na tum ta ri ta na ta jim ta ri ta jo no ta ri ta na ta jo no ta dhimmi ta kitta ta ding gin na tum ta ri ta na ta jim ta ri ta jo no ta ri ta na ta jo no ta dhimmi ta kitta ta ding gin na tum ta ri ta na ta jim ta ri ta jo no ta ri ta na ta ri ta na ta jo no ta ding gin na tum ta ri ta na ta jim ta ri ta jo no ta ri ta na ta ri ta na ta jo no ta ding gin na tum ta ri ta na ta jim ta ri ta jo no ta ri ta na ta ri ta na ta jo no ta ding gin na tum ta ri ta na ta jim ta ri ta jo no ta ri ta na ta ri ta na ta jo no ta ding gin na tum ta ri tam ta tam jo no tam de mi tam ri ta jam ri ta jam ri ta jam ri ta jam ta ri tam jo no tam de mi tam ri ta jam ri ta jam ri ta jam ri ta jam ta ri tam ri ta jam ri ta jam tam jo no tam ri ta jam jo no tam de mi tam ri ta jam de mi tam kitta tam ri ta jam ta ri tam ri ta jam tam ri ta jam jo no tam ri ta jam de mi tam ri ta jam ta ri ta na ta ri ta jam ta ri ta na ta ri ta jam ta ri ta na ta ding gin na tum ta dim ta ri ta dim ta ri ta dim ta ri ta ka ding gin na tum ta dim ta ri ta dim ta ri ta dim ta ri ta ka de ku ta ding gin na tum ta de ku ta dim ta ri ta de ku ta dim ta ri ta de ku ta dim ta ri ta
Mate Malaya Dwaja मातङ्गवदन गुहमादे मलयध्वज पाण्ड्यसञ्जाते 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 मातङ्गवदन गुहमादे मलयध्वज पाण्ड्यसञ्जाते
जम तक जम कट जम तकता तदिमि तनत जम दिमि तनत जम जम तक जम कट जम तकता तदिमि तनत जम दिमि तनत जम जम तक जम कट जम तक जम जम तक जम कट जम तक जम जम तक जम तक जम तक जम तक जम 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 कड़तक जेम ता जम कड़तक जेम ता दिक जम कड़तक जेम जम तरिनम तरि जम कड़तक जेम ता जम कड़तक जेम ता जम कड़तक जेम ता दी जम कड़तक जेम ता दी जम कड़तक जेम जम तरिनम तरि जम कड़तक जेम जम कड़तक जेम ता जम कड़तक जेम ता जम कड़तक जेम ता जम कड़तक जेम ता दी जम कड़तक जेम ता दी जम कड़तक जेम ता दी जम कड़तक जेम
माते मलयध्वज पाण्ड्यसञ्जाते शातोदरी शङ्करी चामुण्डेश्वरी चन्द्रकलाधरी दाये गौरी शातोदरी शङ्करी चामुण्डेश्वरी चन्द्रकलाधरी दाये गौरी शातोदरी शङ्करी शङ्करी चामुण्डेश्वरी चन्द्रकलाधरी दाये गौरी शातोदरी शङ्करी चामुण्डेश्वरी चन्द्रकलाधरी दाये गौरी शातोदरी शङ्करी चामुण्डेश्वरी चन्द्रकलाधरी दाये गौरी राधा नि दादा नि दादा नि पादा मातङ्गवदन गुहमादे मलयध्वज पाण्ड्यसञ्जाते दाता सकलकलानिपुणचतुरदाता विविधमतसमय समरसदाता सुलभहृदयमधुरवचनदाता सरसरुचिरतरस्वरलयगीत सुखदनिजभाव रसिकवरदात महिषूरनाद नाल्वडि श्रीकृष्ण ब्रजेन्द्र रथाय सदा पुरे महित हरिकेश मनोहर सदये दाता सकलकलानिपुणचतुरदाता विविधमतसमय समरसदाता सुलभहृदयमधुरवचनदाता सरसरुचिरतरस्वरलयगीत सुखदनिजभावरसिकवरदात महिषूरनाद नाल्वडि श्रीकृष्ण रजेन्द्र रथाय सदा पुरे महित हरिकेश मनोहर सदये माते मलयध्वज पाण्ड्यसञ्जाते मातङ्गवदन गुहमादे श्यामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यगे श्यामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यगे श्यामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यगे श्यामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यगे श्यामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे श्यामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यगे 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 मामा पनिरदव पमगम पमामा निदमा सनिदवद मामा पनिरदव पमगम पमामा निदमा सनिदवद श्यामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यगे श्यामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे निद निद दप पम पप निद पमग पम निद मा सा निद पम निद 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 दप पम पप निद पमग पम निद मा सा निद पम निद श्यामे सकलभुवन शशिमण्डलमध्यकेशामे सकलभुवन सार्वभौमे सा 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 नि द नि स नि द प म ग म प म म म स म ग म प स नि द नि सा 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 नि द नि स नि द प म ग म प म म म स म ग म प स नि द नि द नि प द नि म प द नि ग म प द नि स म ग म प द नि स म ग रे स स नि द प द स सा सा नि द नि स नि द प म ग म प म म म स म ग म प स नि द नि द नि प द नि म प द नि ग म प द नि स म ग म प द नि स म ग रे स स नि द प द श मे सकल भुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यकेशामे सकल भुवन सार्वभौमे नि म ग म द नि स म नि ग म स नि म नि द ग नि म ग म द नि स म नि ग म स नि म नि द ग नि ग रि ग स रि स द नि प द स म ग म नि द ग म द नि म ग म द नि स म नि ग म स नि म नि द ग नि ग रि ग स रि स द नि प द स म ग म नि द ग म द श मे सकल भुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यकेशामे सकल भुवन सार्वभौमे
I am so grateful to have been blessed with so much in my life. Two people that are among those that I'm most grateful for are my sisters, Doctors Brenda and Ramya Rao. I'd like to ask them to come to the stage and introduce our guest of honor for this event.
Good evening, everybody. What a spectacular performance so far. Sonia, we are so proud of you. I am one of her most favorite aunts in the world, Brenda, and this is another most favorite aunt, Ramya, for those of you who don't know us. We have known Sonia since her birth and have been extremely proud aunties of her every step along the way. She is the first grandchild on our side and has set really high bar for the other 4 kiddos, soon to be 5. Congratulations to Ramya with a little bun in her oven. So in Sonia's toddler years, I used to take adventure walks with her around our yard and was amazed with her inquisitive mind and how she could pick out the tiniest insects and stones. She would also crack up at my jokes, so I gave her very many extra points for that. We also know how accomplished this young lady has been over the years with her straight A records, numerous academic awards, ranking in the top 8 in the state in chess, and even a black belt ninja warrior, to name a few. When I walk into her room, I am simply blinded by all of her shining trophies and her teen heartthrob posters. Just kidding. Or should I say, LOL, like Sonia says. I have to roast her a little, you know. I crack myself up. Okay, more than her academic achievements, I love how she has blossomed into a fiercely independent, polite, refined, driven, no-nonsense young lady. She is so lovable, not only with her family members, but also with her friends. I know this because her phone blows up with text messages, calls, and her social calendar is always booked. It's even hard for me to get in it. I am sure she's missed a few calls even during this performance. She does teach me something new on my iPhone whenever I see her. She says, "Brenda auntie, why do you have so many open screens?" And she closes them. Or, "Can I program your fingerprint and my fingerprint on the screen?" Or, "Can I introduce you to Snapchat?" Which now my kids are hooked to. Or this new hairdresser app. So besides all that, I love Sonia's altruistic nature. She volunteers for the needy, participates in food drives and other nonprofit groups, and is a camp counselor for special needs children, just to name a few things. She's a wonderful older sister, as well as a role model for her little brother and my dear nephew, Siddharth. I also see how my kids, Satya and Jay, look up to her and admire her so. I know the shining apple Sonia does not fall far from the tree. A significant part of Sonia's success arises from within her, but also is because of the excellent parenting of her dear parents, Kamala and Prashant, and also reflects on her 4 wonderful grandparents as well. So congratulations and kudos to you all. So I'm so proud of you, dear Sonia. This is such a significant accomplishment for you. It shows that if you set your mind on something, you can and will achieve it. I know this is only the tip of the iceberg for you. You have the drive and perseverance to achieve anything you want. So on behalf of myself, Naveen, Satya, Jay, my mamaya, Atama, and the rest of the Kurivi family, we wish you only the best and love you. And here is Ramya.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the show. When Sonia arrived on October 23rd, 2002, our family underwent a transformation. Not only was a beautiful baby girl added to the Rao clan, a grandmother was born, a grandfather was born, 2 aunties were born, and a mother and father were born. She gave us all new titles and roles and changed our lives forever. Watching her grow up has been one of the most amazing experiences of my life. At the young age of 4, she was consistently winning our Wii video game battles, and by 8, she was dominating me with our chess prowess. There's one story that I think represents the fearlessness and character of Sonia that I'd like to share with you this evening. On a family trip to Puerto Vallarta 5 years ago, we decided to take a little adventure and forego the usual beach day. So our family boarded a boat and headed to a small island about 45 minutes off the coast. To access this island, we needed to swim through a small cave to ultimately land on a beautiful, picturesque beach. As we approached the entrance, we could see the water was turbulent. The waves were high and crashing. Our guides were concerned and considered canceling the trip. Against better judgment, it was decided to proceed. We all jumped off the boat and swam through the turbulent waters and thankfully arrived at the beach. The tide was rising rapidly. As we watched from the shore, we could see several other passengers swimming toward us, but the current was so strong it carried them up against the upper wall of the cave. When they arrived at the beach, they were severely bruised. There was profuse bleeding. It was a very scary situation. as we watched, we realized this cave was not only the entrance to the beach, but it was also our exit. So we had to swim back through that disaster. Our guides realized the seriousness of the situation and quickly developed a plan to evacuate us. They divided us in small groups and quickly took individuals through the tunnel. We watched as our fellow passengers, precariously screaming, made it through the cave. Clearly, my family was freaking out. We considered several options. Should we just spend the night on the island? Should we phone in for a helicopter rescue? Can we call 911? Some of us were crying. Some of us were angry. Some of us were praying. The only level-headed one amongst us was Sonia. Little 10-year-old Sonia calmly pointed out that there was a small time gap between the tides when the waters appeared favorable. She confidently knew if we timed it correctly, we could swim through the cave together. She had no fear, just a practical perspective on how to best deal with the situation. Thankfully, we all got out safely. I swam next to Sonia through the turbulent waters, said a prayer, and crossed my fingers that we would make it through. "We'll be fine," Ramya auntie said, Sonia said as she swam by me, and she was right. Her calm and cool demeanor in this rough situation at such a young age demonstrates what this lady is capable of. Her passion for dance is evident in all of the performances and shows she willingly volunteers to perform at. From Bollywood to Bharatanatyam to just general booty shaking, this girl clearly knows how to move, something she probably inherited from her mother. Her wry sense of humor, which she gets from her father, has only grown more witty and smart over the years, making her a true joy to be around. I am so proud of Sonia, and it's a real joy to witness her performance today. It also gives me even greater joy to introduce tonight's guest of honor, Dr. Kamala Rao. Not only is she a formative member of the San Antonio Indian community, she is the matriarch of our family and my own dear mother. Born and raised in Malaysia, she set off on her own for India at the young age of 16 to pursue her medical studies. In medical school, she was courted and her heart was won over by a handsome surgeon in training, Dr. Ramakrishna Rao. Together, between India, England, and the United States, they managed to raise 3 very spirited children and survive grueling board exams to make it as physicians. Mom practiced as an anesthesiologist in San Antonio from 1980 to 2015. She loved her job and enjoyed giving back to the San Antonio population. After moving to San Antonio in 1980, Mom really embraced her passion for Indian culture and dance. She, along with several other women, helped to support a dance school that is still thriving today, the Aarti School of Dance. She has performed nationally and internationally with the Golden Girls, a group of professional San Antonio women and close friends united through dance. She accomplished a lifelong goal of having her own Arangetram at the young age of 60. Many of you were probably in the audience there. She has also played a key role in the spiritual development of the Hindu community in San Antonio. She helped build the Mother Temple in 1985 in her own backyard and has opened her heart and home to encourage the learning and appreciation of Hinduism. Over the years, she has participated in countless temple activities and functions to educate and inform all people about our rich history. Mom has embraced yoga and completed her yoga teacher training in 1990. She shares her passion for this flexible art form by offering free classes at the Mother Temple. Although Mom has played a big role in sharing her love of art, spirituality, and culture with the San Antonio community, perhaps her biggest role has been shaping similar passions in her children and grandchildren. Brenda and I are both graduates of the Aarti School and had our own Arangetrams many moons ago. We are so thankful to Mom for sharing this beautiful art form with us and allowing us to learn more and participate in our culture. Hopefully, we can instill such passion in our children as our mom did in us. It is incredibly special today to watch our darling Sonia ascend the stage for her dance debut. Not only does she represent the passage of our culture to the next generation, she also represents the power of her grandmother's teachings and beliefs over the years. I don't think there is a bigger joy for my mom than to see her talented granddaughter embrace her culture and share her dedication to dance tonight. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce tonight's guest of honor and superstar grandmother, Kamala Rao.
Thank you, Ramya, for those kind words. Distinguished gurus of various dance schools in San Antonio, Swami Shivatmanandaji, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, namaste and good evening. Today is a very special day for the Rao family, and it gives me great pleasure to be here and share some of my thoughts with you about dance and Sonia, our performing artist today. A lot has been told already. I must thank Kamala and Prashant for this wonderful opportunity. Very few grandmas will have this delightful honor. The Oxford Dictionary defines dance as a series of steps and movements that match the speed and rhythm of a piece of music. All of us, young and old, I believe, are innate dancers. The ability to dance may vary, but dance we all can. This springs from human desire for personal expressions of joy and happiness without inhibition. To give you a small example, I was visiting my 10-month-old granddaughter, Annika, in Chicago a few months ago. She has a habit of listening to different kinds of music during her meal times. On one such occasion, my daughter, Ramya, commanded Alexa to play a Michael Jackson song. I believe it was called Billie Jean. The instant the music began, Annika's face lit up with a broad, happy smile, and she started clapping her little hands. Then came the alternate stamping of her feet, followed by the swaying of the body back and forth to the rhythm of the drums. The climax was the squeals of happy sound she made as she continued till the music ended. I truly believe she was dancing to that music. And my thoughts, a baby Rao in the making for an Arangetram. Though basically we all are dancers, some are much better than others. And Sonia is one of them. She had a flair for dancing and has been learning with interest this ancient art form called Bharatanatyam for almost 9 years now. The Navarasa, or the 9 facial expressions that tells a story known as bhava, the divinely music to which the artist dances called raga, and the mathematical precision of jingle-clad footwork are the hallmarks of this particular dance form. You will hear more about this from others during this program. Among all the visual entertainment that's out there, perhaps dance, especially Bharatanatyam, is one of the most pleasing visual treat. The dancer creates a meditative atmosphere for the audience with mesmerizing music, vibrant and colorful costumes, movements with energetic elegance and expressive storytelling ability. Now coming to Sonia, the graduate of today. It is said that when a child is born, so is a grandma. So it was about 15 years ago that I became a very proud grandma. I call her my princess because there was something very special about her as a child. She always had an air of confidence about her. She was not the clingy crybaby type, playing with dolls and pretending to cook, etc. Instead, she loved to play with things that she could create, like Play-Doh, knitting yarn, Lego sets, and so on. The most admirable quality in Sonia is her determination and ability to focus with full concentration. At the age of 4, I remember her winning the staring contest with my friend Dr. Rajam Ramamurthy without batting an eyelid or smile. She is soft-spoken, but her punches are hard as she is a black belt in karate. Her kindness and generosity is very touching. Once when we were at the beach, the 3-year-old Sonia repeatedly kept throwing sand into the water gathered with her little hands. When asked, she replied, "Ajji, the waves are so hungry, they keep coming back for more sand. I'm trying to feed the waves." Sonia is, of course, a great swimmer and a tough chess player, winning many medals and trophies in various tournaments. Needless to say, she's an excellent student and ranks highly academically. Sonia's Arangetram, or dance graduate today, is the culmination of her dedication, determination, hard work, long hours of practice, and an innate urge to achieve excellence in whatever she does. Of course, a lot of credit goes to her guru, Kausi Subramaniam. I have known Kausi as a student at Aarti School of Indian Dance and always appreciated her enthusiasm as a student as well as a dance teacher. The dance school she has started, called Kalalaya Indian Performing Arts, is flourishing today because of Kausi's relentless pursuit for excellence in performing arts. Kalalaya has an ideal curriculum for learning Bharatanatyam as it offers classes in Carnatic music and yoga in addition to dance. I wish Kalalaya all the best for further future growth. I must say this before I conclude my talk. Sonia's dance today brings back sweet memories. You see, Arangetrams are nothing new to the Rao family. My 2 daughters, Brenda and Ramya, as mentioned, students of Aarti school had their Arangetrams under Guru Revati Satyu. My niece Kamini, a student of Natyanjali School of Dancing in San Antonio, had hers under Guru Bana Ramanath. Yours truly, a student of both Aarti School and Kaveri Natya Yoga, did my Arangetram under Guru Sridhara Haki Hebalu. Sonia is, of course, a Kalalaya student. So you see, you must agree that the Raos have been very fair to all the wonderful dance schools in San Antonio. Finally, they all are very good, by the way. I thought by now my son, Prashant, would have had it up to his ears with Arangetram. But thanks to Kamala, my wonderful and amazing daughter-in-law, I'm happy to see the tradition continues. My blessings to Sonia and my advice: the sky is the limit, Sonia, to achieve what your heart desires. But be a good human being and always encourage this beautiful art in your life. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, aunties and grandma guest of honor. Our next item is Swagatam Krishna. This is a Devarnama, or devotional song. Essentially, the song represents a welcoming of Lord Krishna and various descriptions of him. The dancer describes him as the personification of tenderness and passion. In Hindu mythology, this deity fights evil and protects the innocent. He is someone equally comfortable in the company of sages and in the presence of adoring maidens. Sonia's take on this dance, it's one of her favorites. She says it's very uplifting and full of joy. Before we start, I've been asked by members of the audience to remind other members of the audience to please take any noisy members of the audience outside. Swagatam Krishna is in Ragam Mohanam, set to Adi Talam, and composed by Uttakadu Venkata Subbayar.
Swagatam Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Madhura Puri Sadhana Mridu Vadana Madhusudana Iha Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Madhura Puri Sadhana Mridu Vadana Madhusudana Iha Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Madhura Puri Sadhana Mridu Vadana Madhusudana Iha Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Bhogadapta Sulabha Supushpagandha Kalabha Bhogadapta Sulabha Supushpagandha Kalabha Bhogadapta Sulabha Supushpagandha Kalabha Bhogadapta Sulabha Supushpagandha Kalabha Kasturi Tilaka Mahima Mamakantananda Govardhana Kasturi Tilaka Mahima Mamakantananda Govardhana Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Madhura Puri Sadhana Mridu Vadana Madhusudana Iha Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Mushtikashura Chanura Malla Malla Visharada Kuvalaya Pita Mardana Kalinga Nartana Gokula Rakshana Sakala Sulakshana Deva Shishta Janapala Sankalpa Kalpa Shatakoti Hasama Parakrama Gira Muni Jana Vihara Madana Sukumara Daitya Samhara Deva Madhura Madhura तरिकिट स्वागतं कृष्ण शरणागतं कृष्ण मधुरापुरि सदना मृदुवदना मधुसूदना इह स्वागतं कृष्ण शरणागतं कृष्ण
The writer Aldous Huxley said that after silence, that which comes nearest to expressing the inexpressible is music. The beautiful music accompanying Sonia's dance was specially recorded in Chennai for Sonia's Arangetram. The instruments and the people playing them to create such moving sounds are as follows. Nattuvangam, comprised of two metal pieces, one iron, another brass, struck together rhythmically. This was played by Mr. Narendra Kumar. Mridangam and Ganjira by Mr. Keshavan. Flute by Mr. Atul Kumar. Violin by Mr. Raghavendra Rao. Vocals are by Miss Kirtana. Music production by Mr. Sendil Prasad. Now moving on to Thilana, this is a crescendo in the Bharatanatyam performance. It is a brisk and a lively rhythmic number performed towards the end of the margam or repertoire. In many performances, you can tell it's the Thilana because you keep hearing the word Thilana in the music. The movements in this dance number are joyous and vibrant, and it requires precision and quick timing on the part of the dancer to keep up with the rhythm of the song. Sonia will be dancing to a unique Thilana as a series of short stories about Lord Krishna are interwoven throughout the dance. Sonia's take on this dance, this is a high-energy dance that, in specific sections of the piece, depicts Krishna's acts of kindness, generosity, and bravery. This Thilana is in Ragam Tilung and set to Adi Talam.
Sani pamagatana tilana tam tam sani pamagatana tilana dhirana dhirana dhir tam tam sani pamagatana tilana dhirana dhirana dhir tam tam sani pamagatana tilana dhirana dhirana dhir tam tam sani pamagatana tilana मगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना मगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना मगतनतिलाना तकतजं तगमपनि सतकजनुता सानि गसनि तकजं तकतजं तगमपनि सतकजनुता सानि गसनि तकजं तकतजं तगमपनि सतकजनुता सानि गसनि तकजं तकतजं तगमपनि सतकजनु तकदिमित तत्तुं तत्थित्रतुं तज्जनु तत्तुं तत्थित्रतुं तत्तत्तुं तत्थितकिटतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना धीरना धीरना धृतां तां सनि पमगतनतिलाना गानं इसैतीडुं गानं इसैतीडुं कार्मुगिल वण्णने कंसनै வென்ற கண்ணனே மன்னனே கானம் இசைத்திடும் கார்முகில் வண்ணனே கம்சனை வென்ற கண்ணனே மன்னனே காலம் எல்லாம் கருணையை வேண்டினேன் காத்தருள்வாய் கனிந்தே கருணாகரனே காலம் எல்லாம் கருணையை வேண்டினேன் காத்தருள்வாய் தகதணம் மகசனி பமாதகதரும் சகம பனிதாம் தாம் சனி பமகதனத்திலானா திரனா திரனா திரிராம் தாம் சனி பமகதனத்திலானா திரனா திரனா திரிராம் தாம் சனி பமகதனத்திலானா
Sonia's guru, Mrs. Kausi Subramanian, received her Bharatanatyam training under Guru Revati Satyu of Dallas, Texas, and later Guru Prasanna Kasturi of St. Louis, Missouri. Kausi has over 25 years of teaching experience, and her students excel in adjudicated events, auditions, and dance competitions. Kausi was the president of the San Antonio Dance Umbrella for 3 years and helped revitalize the organization in a time of need. She has served on various boards and committees, including the Cultural Collaborative, the Carver Development Board, the Luminaria Steering Committee, the City of San Antonio's Public Art Board, and the San Antonio Convention and Visitors Commission. Kausi is a mechanical engineer by education. She has been inducted into the San Antonio Women's Hall of Fame and was one of the San Antonio Business Journal's 40 Under 40 Rising Stars in 2008. Kausi is an alumnus of Leadership San Antonio, San Antonio's premier leadership program, jointly sponsored by the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce and the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I grew up with Kausi here in San Antonio and knew her back when she was a shy, quiet girl. Now to see how she's blossomed into a cultural pillar of our community, we're all so proud of her achievements. I've been backstage with her while Sonia was dancing and observed her like a caring mother watching Sonia's every movement out on the stage. It's very moving to see that. I am grateful for Kausi's efforts, not just in training Sonia to become such a fine Bharatanatyam dancer, but also for helping instill in my daughter some appreciation of her rich cultural heritage. At this time, I would like to invite Guru Kausi Subramanian to the stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sonia's Arangetram is certainly a special one for me. Our families go back 40 years. Sonia's grandmother, Dr. Kamala Rao, was a teacher at Aarti School back when I was a student there, and Sonia's aunt, Brenda, and I were in the same dance class. Sonia's father, Prashant, and I grew up together here in San Antonio, and although we had different circles of friends and attended different schools, we were both a part of a very small Indian community in San Antonio in the 80s. During my youth, my family and I spent a lot of time at San Antonio's Mother Temple, which also happened to be at the Rao residence. Prashant flew to India with us when we were both about 12 years old. I'm not even sure if he remembers that. We attended UT Austin at the same time. After Prashant married Kamala and their family moved to San Antonio, Kamala and I became very close friends. There are many vivid memories and probably many more memories that have faded a bit over the last 4 decades. For me, however, there is a certain fondness for a family and for a child who was a part of this long history. In working with Sonia to prepare for today's performance, we had some emotional ups and downs. This didn't surprise me because, of course, this is normal for a girl of Sonia's age. What was surprising was the calm that settled over Sonia during the last couple of weeks. She started exhibiting a level of confidence and determination that I had not seen in her before. I believe that this catharsis that I witnessed in Sonia is just the beginning of bigger and better things to come. I wish Sonia continued success and hope that dance will always be a part of her life. At this time, I would like to invite Sonia back to the stage to receive her award for successfully completing her Arangetram.
Sonia's final performance today is Vaishnava Janato. It is a popular Gujarati bhajan that reminds everyone to empathize with those in need, treat everyone with respect, and to follow the path of dharma, or righteousness. The poet Narsin Mehta wrote Vaishnava Janato in the 15th century, and it has inspired more than a few people, one of whom was Mahatma Gandhi, who listed it as one of his favorite poems. Sonia's take on this dance is that it reminds everyone to be moral and kind. She says, whenever I hear it, it fills me with a sort of relief.
But then maybe that's because I'm so close to being done. Vaishnava Janato is in Ragam Behag and set to Ekta.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए मन अभिमान नाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे निंदा न करे केनी रे। सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे निंदा न करे वाच काछ मन निश्चल राखे धन धन जननी तेनी रे वाच काछ मन निश्चल राखे धन धन जननी तेनी रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे समदृष्टि ने कृष्णा त्यागी पर स्त्री जेने मातरे समदृष्टि ने कृष्णा त्यागी पर स्त्री जेने मातरे जिह्वा थकी असत्य न बोले पर धन नव झाले हाथ रे जिह्वा थकी असत्य न बोले पर धन नव झाले हाथ रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे मोह माया व्यापे नहीं जेने दृढ़ वैराग्य जेना मन मारे मोह माया व्यापे नहीं जेने दृढ़ वैराग्य जेना मन मारे राम नाम शुमताली रे लागे सकल तीरथ तेना तन मारे राम नाम शुमताली रे लागे सकल तीरथ तेना तन मारे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे वनलोभीने कपट रहित छे काम क्रोध निवार्या रे वनलोभीने कपट रहित छे काम क्रोध निवार्या रे भणी नरसैयो तेनु दर्शन करता कुल एको तेरा तार्या रे भनी नरसैयो तेनु दर्शन करता कुल एको तेरा तार्या रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तुए मन अभिमान नाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए
I just finished my Arangetram. I've been I've been wanting to say those words since I started preparing for it last summer. Doing an Arangetram made me appreciate the hard work and discipline it takes to perform something of this scale. In addition, it helped me shed a few pounds, which is like always nice. So, When I'd first decided that I wanted to do an Arangetram, I didn't know what I'd signed myself up for. Since then, it has been a journey with far more ups and downs, and there are a lot of people I'm very thankful for making this event possible. I've got to hand it to my mom. Without her, this Arangetram would literally be impossible, so thank you for doing everything you could to make my experience the best it could be. You spent countless hours watching me practice my dances and giving me the blunt remarks, positive encouragements, and spectacular leg massages that I needed in order to perform my best today. You dedicated so much time in organizing, planning, and coordinating things to make my Arangetram go smoothly. This event put a lot of stress and pressure on you, Mom, and frankly, I think you need a break way more than I do. Dad, you're such a stress reliever. I love the nights where we would just eat and binge watch movies after my dance practices, and I internalized every piece of advice you would give me, whether it applied to dancing or not, because it was always helpful. And it was really funny watching my parents take turns getting stressed for the past few months. And like, when one was stressed, the other was not, and I just went to the one that wasn't stressed. It was kind of funny. Kausianti, you are an amazing teacher. I've enjoyed being your student for the past 5 years. Sorry for giving you such a hard time with Aramundi and not practicing as often as you wanted me to when I first started. But thank you for believing in me and shaping me into the dancer I am today. I couldn't ask for a better teacher than you. Getting ready with Ambika Auntie and Ramya Auntie was so different compared to getting ready with my mom. It was so much more entertaining and definitely a lot easier. So thank you both for that. Thank you, Arthi, for staying backstage with me and keeping me calm and feeding me grapes because, yeah. And Sid, you are just amazing. Actually, I can't even get through that sentence. Hold up. Let's be honest, you can be really annoying sometimes, but I can't imagine my life without you. You make me laugh in the most unexpected situations, and I really enjoyed it when you tried to imitate my dances while I was practicing. I also remember you telling me that you wouldn't say anything bad about me in your speech, but come on, I kind of know you better than that. He said, yeah, everyone's laughing, they know. So, Aji and Aja, thank you both so much for all of your unconditional love and support that you shower upon me every day. You both are such an inspiration to me, and I love you both dearly. I am missing my family from India, my uncle, aunt, grandma, and cousins. Due to my uncle's health conditions, they were not able to attend, but they're always in my heart. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for helping my uncle's family by donating. I had a goal to raise $5,000, but with all of your generous contributions, we reached a little over $5,700. And I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time out of your day to come here and support me. I will remember this day for the rest of my life, and all of your love and support will stay with me forever. Thank you.
All right. And we are just about wrapping things up. We've got a vote of thanks that Kamala is going to do. And just before she does her vote of thanks, I'm going to squeeze this in because she wouldn't let me do it otherwise. But honey, I'd look around here today and marvel at this perfect set of circumstances that you've created to showcase our darling dancing daughter. From the flowers in the front to the gobo projections onto the back of the stage, the beautiful music selections for Sonia to dance to, the food, your thorough and meticulous attention to detail has made this a truly memorable occasion. And I'm sure I speak for almost everyone when I say we enjoyed it very much, so thank you.
I have a long list of thank you for so many people and so many things I have to be thankful for. First of all, I'd like to begin thanking God for making this possible and everything go smoothly. I thank the noble gurus who have handed down this sacred art form of Bharatanatyam, which reflects the culture of India at its best. We thank the artists who created the beautiful music, adding musical notes and lyrics to these beautiful notes that they have created. Thank you, Narendra Kumar and his team, for creating this music for us. Sonia's costumes were stitched by Manjunath tailors in Bangalore, India. Thank you to each and every one of them who have helped stitch and transport these costumes to us. Today's dinner is catered by Mother MS. I hope they're outside. We're very grateful for our dear friends who have helped us with the brochures that y'all are having. Our friends Anil Malia and Neeta Malia from Phoenix, they have helped taken all the pictures of Sonia that you saw in the front foyer. We're very grateful for all of their help and advice and constant support. Bhagavat, Chandra, and Murli, thank you so much for taking all the pictures, videos. We can't wait to see them. Carver, thank you so much for the entire crew for making this event go so smoothly with all your lighting and music and everything. Ambikanti and Ramya Karthik, I can't thank you enough both for making the whole process of getting ready with Sonia for the performance seem so pleasant and effortless. Your crucial help is really appreciated. Trust me, she's not the same with me. Thanks to Aarti for staying back on the stage, helping with Sonia, be very calm and very supportive and encouraging to her. Shailaja, Deepa, Supriya, Vijaya, thank you so much for coming early today, helping me set up everything. And thank you to so many of my friends who beautifully texted me, called me, asked me, how can I help? I'd like to help you, let me know, last minute shopping, this, that, everything. I thank you, each and every one of you, for constantly checking on me and wishing me and everything. We'd like to thank all our friends who have directly, indirectly actually helped creating this festive environment today, and to each and every one of you who have taken the time to travel from far and near to support us and Sonia and shower us with your love. I miss seeing my brother, my sister, my mom. They couldn't be here.
They couldn't be here due to unfortunate events. Our deepest and sincere thanks to everyone who donated towards Sonia's fundraising goal to help Kamala's brother Shiva. Sometimes your children do things that show how they've been raised. This event could have been a gift bonanza for Sonia. Instead, she chose to help my brother-in-law, which makes us proud. Words can't express how helpful these funds will be for Shiva and his family.
I'm good. Life is really short and unpredictable. Always cherish each and every day. Be thankful for everyone and everything we have. Prashant and I are leaving on Monday to India to visit my brother. He's about to start his second set of radiation and chemotherapy soon. I'll keep you all updated on his progress. Thank you, Mr. Binks and Paul, Mom, and my darling Sid, for all of your lovely speeches. Thanks. I enjoyed hearing all the range of observations of Sonia, actually. Kausi, I really don't know how to thank you. Sonia would not have been possible without the qualities of passion, discipline, commitment, and hard work you nurtured in her as a teacher. Through your dedication and perseverance, Sonia has come a long way, and you have shaped her into this beautiful dancer. I'm sure you all agree with her. I really liked how you actually used all your teaching techniques, being really harsh on her when she needed, praising her whenever necessary. You are the perfect teacher for Sonia. We're very lucky to have you, and thank you for everything. And Sonia, so proud of you for working very hard, pushing your physical limits for the past several months, completing your training in this great ancient form of art that is very dear to me. We have gone through more than a few rough patches over these past 9 years of dance practice, and it is really such a joy to see you watch today on the stage and fulfilling your dream and mine. Thank you, Karna. You are a beautiful dancer, and I really hope you continue to dance forever. Prashant, thank you for being our MC. I wanted you to do this because I knew this would be the best way to keep you here throughout the program. Honestly, I knew you'll be the best. I couldn't imagine anyone else with doing this. Thank you for being by my side, constantly supporting me in everything, and also paying all the bills without any complaints. I had loads of fun hearing you pronounce all the difficult Indian names and phrases, and the countless number of laughs we had over the past 2 or 3 weeks. All I have to say is, I love you. I'd like to end this by saying we are very grateful for this opportunity to present our daughter's cultural learnings to you. A very big thank you to everyone. We love and appreciate you. I feel that Sonia will be up here, and I'd like you all to come and congratulate her and take a picture with her. Please make sure to take off your shoes, and thank you, everyone. Namaste.
Tadim 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 dirana 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 dim 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 tadim 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 dirana dim tadim 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 dirana 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 dim tadim 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 dirana பாதம் பணிந்தேன் தயாநிதே தயை புரிவாய் ஸ்ரீலக்ஷ்மி சமேத வைகுண்டவாசா கிருஷ்ணதாசன் பணிந்திடும் ஸ்ரீமல் நாராயணா உன் பாதம் பணிந்தேன் தயாநிதே தயை புரிவாய் श्रीलक्ष्मी समेत वैकुण्ठवासा कृष्णदासन् पणिन्दिडुम श्रीमन्नारायण पादं पणिन्देन् दयानिधे दयै पुरिवाय श्रीलक्ष्मी समेत वैकुण्ठवासा कृष्णदासन् पणिन्दिडुम जनुत दिमि जनुत कथा तरि जन जनु दिमि किट तरि जनुत गदिमि तां तरित जनुत दिमि जनुत कथा तरि जन जनु दिमि किट तरि जनुत गदिमि दिनि दनि पदन्ति स जनुत तग दिमि तां तां तग जनु तां तां तद्दिं किणतुं तद्दिं किणतुं तद्दिं किणतुं दीं ததீம் திரண தன திரண உத Taddim, Kita